caused by the bacteria, viruses, helminths, protozoans and fungi. In this class, let us discuss about the new concept of the chapter, that is immunity. New concept of the chapter, immunity. Immunity is the resistance. Immunity is the resistance exhibited by the organism towards the injury or infection caused by microorganisms and their products. Immunity is the resistance. Resistance means opposition, opposing, resistance exhibited or shown. Resistance exhibited or shown by the host, or resistance exhibited by any organism. It may be a human beings, or it may be any animal. Resistance exhibited by the host towards the injury, caused by microorganisms and their products. Microorganisms and their products. Products means it is the toxin, or it may be a protein or polysaccharide which is produced by the microorganism, or which is released by the microorganism. So the resistance exhibited by the host towards the injury caused by the microorganisms and their products is called as immunity. Emil von Behring is called as father of immunology. He is called as father of immunology. Emil von Behring is called as father of immunology. Any pathogen or any microorganism which is entering the body is called as antigen. Any pathogen that enters the body, any pathogen or foreign substance, entering the body is called as antigen. It is called as antigen. After the entry of antigen, our immune system recognizes the newly entered antigen and it starts to produce antibodies. After recognizing the entry of antigen into our body immune system starts to produce antibodies which specifically fight against the antigen. Antibodies are produced by our own immune system, and the antibodies specifically fight against antigen. Thereby, it prevents either the development of infection or it may suppress the multiplication of the antigen. Thereby it may prevent the development of infection. So this is about antigen and antibodies. Antibodies are produced by our own immune system. And usually these antigens, majority of antigens are proteins or polysaccharides. Majority of antigens are either proteins or majority of antigens are either proteins. They may be proteins or polysaccharides. They may be proteins or polysaccharides. Antigens are the microorganisms which enters the body. Usually these antigens are either present on the cell wall of the microorganism or they may be present in any other cells of the microorganism. It may be present in any other cells of the microorganisms or they may be coated to the cell wall of the bacteria. In case of bacteria, cell wall is absent. So, either these proteins or polysaccharides are coated to the surface of the bacteria. In some organisms, these antigens are present in any other cells of the body. After the entry of antigen, it gets multiplied, or after entering the body, bacteria or fungi gets multiplied within the body and it causes particular type of infection. Immunity is broadly classified into two types. Immunity is broadly classified into two types, such as innate immunity. Immunity is broadly classified into two types, such as innate immunity and acquired immunity. Innate and acquired. Innate immunity and acquired immunity are two types of immunity. Innate immunity is also called as non-specific immunity. It is also called as non-specific immunity, whereas acquired immunity is also called as specific immunity. Specific immunity. Innate is also called as non-specific, whereas acquired immunity is also called as specific immunity. Innate immunity. First, we will discuss about innate immunity. What is innate immunity? And various types of barriers which prevents the entry of microorganisms. Innate immunity means it's a type of immunity which is present by birth. It is the immunity which is present by birth. Innate immunity. Innate immunity. Innate immunity is the resistance. It is the resistance to infections. Resistance to infections. Possesses by birth. Resistance to infection which an individual possesses by birth. Means by birth only this innate immunity is present in an individual. By birth itself. Means by birth means mainly due to the mother. Due to the mother's milk or due to the passage of antibodies from the mother's body to the fetus body, innate immunity develops in the body of a baby. Innate immunity is the resistance to infections which an individual possesses by birth. And in case of It affects on various types of microorganisms. Means we can observe innate immunity towards bacteria, towards viruses, towards some fungi, towards some protozoans. That is to some extent. And it is non-specific because innate immunity of an individual shows generalized effect on disease-causing organism. Hence, it is called non-specific. Specifically, it won't show any effect towards the bacteria or viruses or any disease-causing organism. Generally, it shows some effect. Hence, it is called as non-specific. Innate immunity is also called as non-specific immunity. Innate immunity includes 4 barriers. It includes 4 barriers. Barriers are the structures which prevent the entry of microorganisms into the body. Barriers are nothing but these are the structures which prevent the entry of microorganisms into the body. 4 types of barriers include, first one is physical barrier. Physical barrier. Physical barrier. Physical barrier includes skin, mucous membrane. It includes skin, mucous membrane, cilia. Cilia is a small hair-like structure, cilia, and some mechanical actions. Mechanical actions like sneezing, coughing, etc. Mechanical actions. Physical barrier includes skin, mucous membrane, cilia, and some mechanical barriers, which either prevent the entry of microorganisms into the body, or they may prevent the multiplication of microorganisms inside the body. Thereby, it prevents the development of infections inside the body. Skin. Skin means it's a tough, impermeable membrane. Skin is tough, impermeable membrane, and it is the outermost covering of the body. Skin is the outermost covering of the body which prevents the entry of microorganism. Suppose if there is any wound, or opening in the skin, then only through that wound or through that opening or cut, microorganisms enters the body. Skin is a tough, impermeable, outermost covering of the body which prevents the entry of microorganism into the body. Then mucous membrane. Mucous membrane. Mucus is the sticky substance usually which is present on the lining of the respiratory tract. Here, in the lining of the nasal passage or in the lining of the respiratory tract, mucus is present. In the lining of gastrointestinal tract, in the lining of urinogenital tract, mucus is present. That mucus traps the microorganisms which are entering the body either through respiratory tract or through gastrointestinal tract or through urinogenital tract to some extent. They trap mucus present on the lining of respiratory or gastrointestinal tract, trap the microorganisms, and they trap the dust particles present in the air which we are inhaling. And these mucus immobilize the dust particles or they immobilize the microorganisms which are entering the human body. Thereby, mucous membrane protect the body from the entry of microorganism to some extent. Then, cilia. Cilia is a small hair-like structure. Cilia is a small hair-like structure which is usually present in the lining of the nasal passage. And this cilia cilia mainly trap the dust particles as well as microorganisms. Cilia is a small hair-like structure present in the respiratory line or in the respiratory tract. They trap the dust particles as well as they trap the microorganisms. Then mechanical actions. Mechanical actions like sneezing, coughing, closure of eyelids. Sneezing, coughing, then closure of eyelids are some of the mechanical actions which prevents the entry of microorganisms. Sneezing, coughing are the mechanical actions which remove the microorganisms or which throw out the microorganisms which have already entered the body. This is about physical barrier. Then next one is physiological barrier. Physiological barrier. Physiological barrier includes body temperature. Physiological barrier includes body temperature, then pH of body fluids, body temperature, pH of body fluids and various secretions of the body. Body temperature, pH of various body fluids, then various secretions prevent the growth of microorganisms inside the body. Body temperature. The human body temperature is well suited for the growth and multiplication of microorganisms. When a particular type of bacteria enter the human body, at that time our immune system rises the body temperature. Our immune system rises the body temperature by 1 or 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. In that rising temperature range, microorganisms cannot multiply, or the rate of multiplication of bacteria reduces. It slows down. Then pH of body fluids and various secretions of the body prevents or reduces the growth and multiplication of microorganisms. Then lysozyme. Lysozyme is the enzyme which is present in our tears. Lysozyme is the enzyme present in the tears, present in saliva. Lysozyme is the enzyme present in tears, saliva, then nasal secretions, human milk, etc., which prevents the growth of microorganisms. Lysozyme enzyme mainly acts on bacteria. They causes the lysis of bacterial cell wall. Thereby it prevents the growth of bacteria or multiplication of bacteria or microorganisms. Lysozyme is the enzyme which is produced by our body and it is present in tears, saliva, nasal secretions, milk. Nasal secretions, human milk or mother's milk, etc., which prevents this enzyme mainly acts on microorganism and thereby prevent the growth and multiplication of microorganisms. Lysozyme enzyme. Then in the stomach, HCl is present. Hydrochloric acid is present in the stomach. That also prevents the growth and multiplication of microorganisms. about physiological barrier. Then next one is next type of barrier is cellular. Next one is cellular barrier. Third one is cellular barrier. Cellular barrier. Leukocytes or WBCs are the cells which are present in the blood of an individual. WBCs like neutrophils, monocytes, macrophages. These are the WBCs. Neutrophils, monocytes and macrophages are the WBCs, or they are also called as leukocytes and polymorphonuclear leukocytes. One more. And polymorphonuclear leukocytes. Or PMNL, polymorphonuclear leukocytes are some of the type of cells which are produced by the cells. Usually they destroy the microorganism by phagocytosis. They prevent these cells the growth and multiplication of microorganisms by phagocytosis, or these WBC cells kills the microorganisms which has entered the human body by phagocytosis. Phagocytosis means ingesting the microorganism by a particular type of WBC like macrophages or monocytes. Phagocytosis process is helpful for the destroying the microorganism or disease causing organism. Then fourth type of barrier is cytokine barrier. Cytokine barrier. When a particular cell is infected by virus, then that infected cell produces, consider these are group of cells. These are group of cells. This cell is infected by virus. Then the infected cell produces some antiviral proteins. Antiviral proteins means proteins which fight against viruses. Antiviral, opposite to virus. And infected cell produces some antiviral proteins like lymphokines, interferons, etc. Antiviral proteins like lymphokines, interferons, etc. These antiviral proteins protect the neighbor cells from the same viral infection. A cell which is infected by the virus produces antiviral proteins like lymphokines, interferons, etc. And that antiviral proteins protect the neighboring cells or non-infected cells from the same viral infections. So this is about cytokine barrier. Thank you.